What is up, you beautiful gamers, and welcome back to Role-Playing Games, to this merry old corner in the internet where we sometimes like to talk about video games. Now, the 5th edition of the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons is right now in its apogee, or at least better said, the tabletop game is in its apogee with the 5th edition, and Wizards of the Coast is trying to leverage all of this success that they have right now with the tabletop by publishing more and more games, or like pretty much just different media places. On the gaming industry market, we haven't had titans, big, huge titans like we had in the golden days of yore, of the beautiful classics of, like, for example, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Dark Alliance, Neverwinter Nights 2. I mean, those are beautiful games. Some are called classic, a little bit less known than others, but I think it's safe to say that these games, at some extent, at some point, redefined the role-playing genre in video games. And from some point in time, like some point from a point onward, that kind of golden era for the video games of the Wizards of the Coast, the D&D universe lore, it has been quite of a dry time for them. We've had like some couple of games around here and there. We have Sword Coast Legends, which is a game that maybe people know of. We have Neverwinter, the online game. We have also the D&D online game, which I enjoyed it quite a lot. I played it quite a lot back in the day. But like, if we wanted to talk about Titans classics like those ones, right now they are, but they form part of this kind of campaign that Chris Cox, the president of Wizards of the Coast, is pushing with this new success for the 5th edition of the tabletop game. Chris Cox said in an interview that they have like 7 or 8 projects in the works, in the making, and all of those try to approach the thing into a little different approach. Yeah, alright. Well, the thing is that the D&D games are a little bit of like their own thing in his own thing. Yeah, Chris Cox might be better to explain this than myself. Quote, "We want each game to have a point of view and to really keep on just a couple of things and do really well. What you don't want to do is have every game in the franchise try to do the same thing and try to do everything all at once." End of quote. Then quote, "We really don't limit people. The D&D team's job is to say yes. When people want to play something, the best dungeon masters tend to want to figure out how to say yes and have the players do what they want to do. We want to open it up. Open up the narrative possibilities, the character development, open up the level of problem solving and combat opportunities that thrills that players can be able to experience." End of quote. And then a quote, "And we're going to do it in a variety of genres, and future games as well. We will explore different areas, whether it's in a grand strategy and combat at army level scale to really intimate character portrayal." End of quote. And of course, when we talk about intellectual properties to squeeze the lore and mythos cosmology, all of the places that they want to build these games upon, they have tons of places to do it. Quote, "We have a ton of lore. I would argue that there are very few, if any, fantasy properties with the amount of lore to mine like we have with Dungeons & Dragons. Literally thousands of books, hundreds of which are bestsellers, so there is a lot you have to build upon. And then I think you have one of the best character and adventure engines in the business with 5th edition, which really, I think, really opens the aperture on character developments. I think it opens up creative possibilities for creators." End of quote. Hidden Path Entertainment, best known for co-working alongside with Valve for the Counter-Strike Go video game and some other little titles that'll have pictures of them in the screen. They officially announced that they are working on an open world, third person perspective role playing game set in the same world universe for the Dungeons I Dragon. You will be responsible for developing visual effects technologies using Unreal Engine 4 for a AAA third-person open-world fantasy RPG that will take place in a major IP. You will work closely with visual effects artists to help them achieve our visual targets for combat, magic, destruction, weather, and environmental effects. And so far, that's what we know about that game, and I'm quite skeptical, to be honest, about this one, because when you develop a game, your credentials are essentially like the core essence that that game might actually could potentially end up looking like. Like, for example, with 2K Games, I'm guessing that some of the live lock characteristics or like traits that the game has might end up like ending in the final product. When you take a look at Baldur's Gate 3, it's just pretty much Divinity Original Sin through and through, and I don't think that's a bad thing because Divinity Original Sin is like one of the pioneers of the tactical RPGs that are striving to rise a little bit more up into this new, well, not new, but this market video game industry where everything tends to be like kind of to go into an action kind of style. We need more developers like Larian. Now, in the title and the video, both on the title of the video and in the thumbnail of the video, I have this thing that goes by the title of "This game is going to have goddamn multiplayer." Why do I say that? Well, take a look at what Chris Koch said in the interview that we are like talking about all this stuff. He said something really interesting and important about that thing. Quote, "It's not just a game that you experience yourself, it's a game that you form friendships with around the table, or today around the screen. I think people had a longing for that experience, and because we made such a nice open-ended experience with 5th edition, you couple that with the rise of sharing platforms that are inherently cooperative and inherently social, and you have this nice synergy where the two feed upon each other." And then, quote, "As we develop our video games, we're trying to leverage that as well. We will have single-player games. We think that they are important. There will be single-player modes in all of our games, but we always think that our cooperative perspective, that forming a party with your friends and doing great things together, the party is bigger than individual components, will always be an important part of our secret sauce," end of quote. And this, of course, makes a whole lot of sense, because if you haven't watched already my video for the newly upcoming Dark Alliance, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, in the interview with the developers, like interviews and like the public statements that we have from them right now are focusing and really focusing the fact that you should play that game with friends. And that game, you won't have the same experience by playing with friends than by playing alone. You will of course be able to play alone, but they do focus that you should play this game on multiplayer. Same goes, well, that wasn't like that highly advertised for Baldur's Gate 3, but in Baldur's Gate 3 you have multiplayer as well, and it's got amazing like the capabilities that you can do by playing with friends in these kinds of games. So imagine the comparison has to be made, dude. Imagine that you're going to play something of the sorts of Skyrim, this open world fantasy action adventure game. Well, not action adventure game, but this open world fantasy game set in the world of the Dungeons & Dragons universe, and be able to play that cooperatively. Like, I don't know, it could be potentially goddamn amazing. I think that Chris Koch is like making the right move to push a little bit more the gaming market for the Dungeons and Dragons universe, because we really need new titles like we used to have back in the day with Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights 2, all of those games. So yeah, do let me know, guys, in the comments below what do you think about this thing. Are you excited to learn a little bit more about this game? Are you like a little bit concerned like RPJames about the developers? Their games have like quite high scores on the reviews and stuff like that. But anyways, do let me know what you think about all of this, guys, in the comments below. I'll see you beautiful gamers in the next one. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay beautiful, you sexy ass beautiful gamers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. I'll see you later.